Okay, so we're going to start our daily language review Thursday page with that first box. Which type is this sentence? We've talked about these kinds of sentences during the week. Declarative, where you're just saying something, just giving information. B, interrogative, where you're asking a question. C, imperative, where you're telling someone to do something. Or D, exclamatory, like when you're shouting because you're scared or you're excited or you're hurt or whatever it might be. Who can tell me what kind of sentence is this? Susan, please clear the dishes off the table. What kind of
Mr.
sentence do we have
Romero,
for today? Yes, ma'am.
I cannot see what you're presenting.
Oh, sorry about that.
Neither. Me neither. I
Thank
can't
you.
see it
Okay.
that you're projecting.
Who can tell me what kind of sentence do we have for today? Alexa, what kind of sentence do we have for today?
C, imperative.
Okay, we have an imperative sentence because in this case, they're telling Susan that she needs to clear the dishes off of the table. That's an imperative. They're not asking anything, they're not shouting, they're not just giving facts or details. They're telling her, hey, you have a job to do. Okay? Our next sentence. Instead of just finding similes, they want us to use a simile. So it says, write a great sentence using the simile brave as a lion. Who can give me a sentence that uses the simile brave as a lion? Kylie.
Um, my friend is so. My friend is as brave as a lion because he killed a tarantula.
Ooh, I like it. And you know what? That is a great sentence. So you used the simile, you used it correctly, and then you even gave me a reason why she was brave. I love that sentence. My, oh, hold on. My friend is as brave as a lion because she, oh, not, there we go, killed a tarantula. And do you think we should put an exclamation mark here?
Yeah.
Yeah, the sentence deserves an exclamation mark at the end. So my friend is as brave as a lion because she killed a tarantula. Okay, now because we have this one up here, that doesn't mean that it's the only sentence we could have written here. So if you have a different one, so long as you have the simile in there, you're fine. I do really like Kylie's example because it doesn't just say my friend is as brave as a lion and end there. She tells us why she thinks her friend is brave or how what her friend did that makes her think that she's brave. And it kind of sounds like what happened, not exactly with the tarantula, but it reminds me of our read aloud book of fourth grade rats because he keeps talking about spiders and how they're scary, right? We saw that in a couple of chapters.
I've killed a lot of
How
spiders.
can I do all the work
Lot.
I'm supposed to do after school because my DLR still loading and the verb one was still loading.
Just like before, Christopher, that's fine.
Well, I've killed a lot that I haven't even seen a tarantula yet.
Yeah, but you're right. Spiders can be kind of scary for some people. So
Normally,
if you get scared very easily by spiders, seeing your friend be able to go up and kill one might show that they're pretty brave, or at least to you that they're pretty brave.
yeah, but like every time someone sees a spider, I'll just go grab something nearby, like a broom, shoe, or something, and I'll just kill it.
Yeah, some people they don't have a problem with spiders, and some people have a very big
He was
problem with
like,
spiders.
scared of a spider because he was over where a cat was, where the elliptical was, where the window was. I grabbed the broom because I was sleeping over there because the cat made a huge mess. He's a mess maker. Kid yelled, there was a spider and she ran away, so I just gotta picked up the broom and stabbed it with the broom.
Okay, let's zoom out a little bit so we can see our sentence. Okay, our sentence for today says, me and my grandpa was going to Walmart to buy groceries for mom. What is something that we can do, or what are some mistakes that we can fix in that sentence? Who can tell me? What's one mistake? Alexa, what's one mistake in our sentence?
That the word two needs to be to.
Perfect. That one's a tricky one. The kind of to that they use, TOO, is like when you say me also. Or you're saying that someone, let's say, has something, like they have a lollipop, and you go, oh, I want one too. That's why, and I'll tell you guys this, there's a clue there. In this kind of two that has two O's, they're showing you that there's two people. Someone has something, and the other one wants one too. So two could be used to mean like also, or it could mean a lot. Like if you say, oh, that's too hot. Like that's saying that when you're eating something that it's too spicy for you, that when you put it in your mouth it burns and you're like, no, I don't want to eat that. Or you say that's too cold. Like when you put it in your mouth sometimes with ice cream and it touches your teeth and it hurts. So you're right. In this case, we don't need either of those twos. So that should be TO. Who can give me another mistake? Irene, what's another mistake in this sentence?
Y is supposed to be Y BUY.
Okay, perfect. The buy is the wrong kind of buy too. This kind of buy is like a book, but no one's writing a book here. You're right. When they go to the grocery store, they have to pay money, right? They can't just go to the grocery store and pick up tomatoes and avocados, and the people go, "Thank you, go buy, bye." You have to pay for them before you leave. So that's BUY, or it should be BUY. What's another mistake that they have here? Bailey, what's another mistake?
Grandpa is supposed to go first than me. Like grandpa and I.
You're absolutely right. That's a perfect thing to do. Whenever you have yourself and somebody else in a sentence, you let them go first. So it shouldn't be me and my grandpa. It should be my grandpa. And I like that you even did a second correction. It wouldn't be me, it would be I. Sometimes they try to make it kind of tricky for us and they try to put me and see if you'll leave that mistake in there. But I'll show you all a trick. If the grandpa wasn't there and you read the sentence, me was going to Walmart to buy groceries, is that sentence okay with me? No, it'd have to be I. So they try to hide this mistake by putting grandpa in there too and hoping that you don't notice the other mistake. So that was really good. You found two mistakes. So it should be my grandpa and I. What's another mistake? Because there's still some more in this one. This one has a lot of mistakes today. Messiah?
Um, Walmart is supposed to be together. It's not supposed to have a line.
Okay. So Walmart, you're looking at this line here in the middle. Okay. So for Walmart, if you're looking at the way that it's normally spelled, you're right. It's not spelled like two separate words. It shouldn't be separated. It's just one. Walmart. One word. Okay. What else? Who can see who finds another mistake here. Kylie?
Put a period at the end.
Okay, period at the end of the sentence. Very good. There's two more things that I would need to do to make this sentence perfect. So right now, I know we've done a lot of changes. So I'm going to write it with just the changes that we've shown. Okay? So I'd have my grandpa and I was going to Walmart to buy groceries for mom, period. Okay, so there's still a few mistakes. Let's see. Oh, sorry, did I say 2 or 3? Okay, sorry, there's 3 left. 3 mistakes left. This one had a lot today. Kaylee, did you find one?
Change where was to where.
Okay, perfect. Was going is okay if it's just you. You can say I was going to Walmart, but if it's 2 people, my grandpa and I, it shouldn't be was. It should be were. My grandpa and I were going to Walmart. Okay, 2 mistakes left. What's another mistake? Bella, you think you found one? Give me one of those 2 mistakes.
The M should be capitalized in my.
My should be capitalized. Why, Bella? Oh no, Bella disconnected. But she's right. The M in my needs to be capitalized. It's the beginning of our sentence. Okay, there's one last mistake. One last mistake, and this one's very similar to the one we just fixed. Who thinks they know what the last mistake is? Haydeen, do you think you know what the last mistake is? It's very, very similar to the one we just fixed, but what is it?
Capitalize grandpa.
Not grandpa. You're on the right track though. So when you're talking about people in your family, like grandpa, uncle, aunt, brother, sister, sometimes you capitalize them and sometimes you don't. The way you know is this. If you're using that name, or if you're using that word like their name, then it goes capitalized. If you're not using that word like their name, then it stays lowercase. So a big clue is that it says my in front. If it ever says my whatever, it stays lowercase, because when you're talking about someone, you wouldn't say, oh, my Haydeen, because that doesn't sound right like that. You would just say Haydeen, and then you'd say whatever about her, right? So you'd say like Haydeen went for a walk, but you wouldn't say my Haydeen went for a walk. So like here, since it says my grandpa, it wouldn't be capitalized. Now, if it just said grandpa, then it goes capitalized. The way that I like to check is I take the word and I replace it with somebody's name. So if I tried here, if I tried to replace it with Ben, my Ben and I were going to Walmart to buy groceries. And I go, no, that doesn't sound good. So I know that grandpa stays lowercase because it doesn't sound right.
Okay.
Okay, so Alexa, a hint. A hint is, like I said, very similar to this mistake that we fixed here. Haydeen is super, super close to what the mistake is. We don't capitalize grandpa, but there is something like it that we should fix. Alexa, you think you found it?
I think so, but capitalize the A and?
Not the A and. Because and, it's not specific, it's not anybody's name, so that stays lowercase. Chase, do you think you know what it is? Perfect. It's not grandpa that we capitalize, it's mom that we capitalize. Because here at the end, we're using it like her name. And again, I can check it. If I change mom to a name, the sentence will still sound okay. So I'm going to try it. My grandpa and I were going to Walmart to buy groceries for Beth. That still makes sense. So I know that when they say mom, they're using it like her name. That means that it needs to be capitalized. All right, now we have the plurals again. So we have a few words here. What, or I guess how, should I spell these plurals? Who can tell me? Beach is like if there's just one, but we know there's not just one beach in the whole entire world. There's a lot of them. So how would I spell it? Jaylene, how would I spell this if I want to make beach into plural?
Beaches.
Perfect. Because it has the CH at the end, I can't just put an S, because like we talked about yesterday, when it ends with S or SH, if I just put an S, then I kind of sound like a tire that's losing air. It's just beach. If I put ES, then you can understand that there's more than one beach there. The same is also true if the word ends in the letter X, like box. If I just put an S after box, then it's box. And you don't hear it. If you put ES, you can hear boxes. And you can understand that there's more than one box there. Okay, what about lunch? If there's more than one lunch, how would I spell that? Sebastian, how would I spell that? It's still muted for you, Sebastian. Try typing it into the chat. There we go. Lunches. Lunches. And again, it ends with CH, so we have to put ES at the end. What about the next one? Sandwich. Who can tell me how would I spell the plural of sandwich? Like if there's a lot of them. Like you go to Subway or to Firehouse or something like that. Messiah?
You add ES.
So spell it out for me.
SANDWICHES.
Perfect. Again, we have to add the ES to the end and make it sandwiches. Okay, last one for this box. Church. If there's more than one church, how do I spell that? Bella, how would I spell it?
CHURCHES.
Perfect. So I go from church to churches, like there's more than one. Okay, now the last box. We have to look at this sentence and see if there's something wrong. It says what change is needed, if any. It says, Mom, may we bake cookies, please? Asked Jaden. A says to change the question mark after Jaden into a period. B says to change the question mark after please to a comma. C says to delete the quotation marks in front of mom, so they want to get rid of these. And D says to make no change. Who can tell me which of these answer choices is the best one for us to pick? Or who thinks they know which one is the best for this sentence? Mom, may we bake cookies, please? Asked Jaden. Which one should I pick for today? Should I pick answer choice A, answer choice B, answer choice C, or answer choice D? Messiah, what do you think? What answer choice makes the most sense? Or what answer choice do you think works the best? This is a tricky one today.
D.
Answer choice D, make no change? Is that the one you said? Answer choice D is not the choice I want to make today. Answer choice D, the sentence is not perfect. There is a mistake. And like I said, this one's tricky. There's a lot of punctuation questions. But it's not D. There is a problem somewhere with the punctuation. Who thinks they know what the mistake might be? Aideen?
After Jaden, you had to put a period, not a question mark.
Perfect. I should pick answer choice A because after Jaden, I don't need a question mark, I need a period. We saw this a little bit yesterday. Here, whenever you ask a question, you don't say, ask Tony, or you don't say, ask Jaden. Like earlier, you gave us a good sentence we can use here, Messiah. So you said, I asked my dad if I could get a new phone, right? Or if he could buy me a new phone. So if you go to dad and you ask him, Dad, can you get me a new phone? You don't end it by saying, Dad, can you get me a new phone? Ask Messiah. Because he's going to look at you like, are you okay, Messiah? Do you have a temperature or something? Are you sick? He's going to say, I know that you're Messiah. You're standing in front of me. I can see you. You don't have to say, ask Messiah at the end. The question mark stops, or the question mark is where our question stops. And since our question stops here with please, because Jaden really wants to make those cookies, so he's trying to be super nice and polite to his mom. He says, Mom, can we bake cookies, please? And he really tries to get her to say yes. That's where the question stops. Asked Jaden is not part of the question. So we don't need a question mark, but we do need a period to end the sentence. So this one you do have to be careful with. Remember, question marks go at the end of the question. Wherever the end of the question is, that's where your question mark goes. All right, I'm going to leave my page up for a little bit. That way, if you need to fix any answers, you can go back and you can make those changes.